Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. We'll be continuing where we left off with heading down here towards this town of Moonhaven in the hopes of getting this infernal iron. But right after I left camp, I noticed that Shadowheart now has a comment for me. Not sure why she didn't give that comment while we were in camp, but here we go.
Upper City, huh? Swish. Never spent much time there myself.
I'll happily take you, if we survive this bug's banquet.
Sounds good. I've always been curious what a patriarch looks like.
Yeah, they run in different circles in Baldur's Gate, clearly. Shadowheart, what's up?
There's something I want to talk to you about. Something important.
And you couldn't tell me in camp? Well, I'm intrigued. Do continue.
I could have died in that pod, back on the Nautiloid. You could have died, spending precious moments trying to free me, but you did it anyway. I owe you my life. I'm trying to say that you've earned my trust in a way very few ever have. I want that to mean something. I want you to know more about me, at least from what I can remember. As long as I've prayed to Lady Shah, I've wished to serve her as a dark justiciar. There is scarcely a greater way to fully dedicate yourself to Lady Shah, save perhaps if you become the head of her church. To become a dark justiciar is to become the Night Singer's sword arm, her implement with which she will cast down the unbelievers and win the final battle to restore her perfect, endless darkness. It's all I ever wanted. I prayed it was my calling. But Mother forbid me from seeking to prove myself worthy of the rank. She said I was not ready. Not my mother, I should add. The Mother Superior, head of Lady Shah's enclave in Baldur's Gate. Sometimes I wonder if she would ever deem me ready. I owe her everything, and I only wish to serve, yet she can prove inscrutable.
Well, that was a lot. So we know a little bit about Dark Justiciars. We saw the murals in the Emerald Grove that they had a battle, Druids versus the Dark Justiciars, sometime anciently. So, yeah. It was a load of nothing. I'm not sure why you bothered telling me that. I'm not going to say that. Yeah, so her Mother Superior thinks she's not ready. That could be why she was put on this quest, was to prove her worthiness. Because she gave up her memories, and she gave up... Yeah, she gave up her memories, and she's on this big quest to bring this artifact to Baldur's Gate. And she doesn't know why. And maybe if she's successful, that will prove her worthiness to be a Dark Justiciar, or at least put her on the path. We know why it would be a secret. Because that people don't like Dark Justiciars. They don't like Shar worshippers in general, but Dark Justiciars is the next level. The extreme of Shar worshippers. So, we're going to go with the top one. Do you think she'll ever relent and make you a Dark Justiciar?
I don't know. Perhaps if I succeed in my mission and reach Baldur's Gate. Hope has little place amongst Lady Shah's children. It's an illusion, a distraction. But for this, I hope my time will yet come.
Well, if you get to Baldur's Gate, overcome the mind flayers, succeed in your mission, that probably proves that you are very strong and capable. Which, you know, I don't know, obviously not a Shar worshipper ourselves, and so I don't know if we necessarily want there to be more Dark Justiciars in the world. But for her sake, it would help her with her ambition, maybe. I don't understand why be so secret about such an ambition. Somewhat obvious, but we'll ask.
Dark Justiciars are hated by many, judged to be ruthless fanatics. Even the few who would accept a follower of Lady Shah would likely balk at a Justiciar in their midst. But there's a simpler answer to your question. I simply forgot about the desire I had until I saw some things that reminded me. Now, I can't get it out of my mind.
I want to know what you saw that reminded you. Are we talking about those murals? Or was there something else? But obviously I can't ask. But also, forgot the desire. It seems like a strong desire, and so I can't believe that she just forgot. Which makes me think that the process of removing her memories, they also removed her memory of desiring to be a Dark Justiciar. Which seems strange because that feels like something that would strongly encourage her to focus on succeeding in this mission. But I don't know. It feels like that memory, that desire was taken from her at the same time. I don't know. Well, thank you for sharing. And I don't think we need to ask anything else. But she's being more honest. It makes me wonder what would have happened if we had not pushed the issue about finding out that she's a Shar worshipper. If we'd let her tell us on her own, would she... Because her approval is probably pretty high at this point, to be willing to tell us that. Would she have reached a point where she was comfortable telling us about the Shar worship on her own? Or did we have to force her to tell us about Shar worship, and that's what triggered her telling us about the Dark Justiciar? Anyway, we all four failed a survival check, which usually survival checks are to spot things in nature. Typically, the mounds of dirt that we can dig up for loot. So I think we just missed something and we just got an autosave. So we are near something important. I think this is the town we're heading to. Just coming at it from the north. We've got noise and a campfire. Let's check out the building and the noise first.
As you approach, a guttural scream and a succession of quick bangs rattle the door. Then a low moan. Someone or something is having a bit of fun.
Ah. Probably should leave them alone, but I'll just say hello. Yeah. We'll just leave. You keep doing what you're doing. Have fun. Not our concern. We're just gonna...
You hear another muffled cry. The two inside are still in the throes of passion.
Yeah. We're just gonna leave. I don't know why it brought that back up. We're leaving them alone. Why is it alerting us of a boulder that we can move? Karlak, move that boulder. Is there anything of interest? No.
Still breathing, despite everything.
Okay. Don't know why. Dagger +1. Yeah, we've got a couple of loose boulders. We had the one very early on in the game,
Come on, let's go.
but there was a note about it being important. If we could see scuff marks.
Got a long road ahead.
I haven't noticed any other loose boulders, so... Not sure why they're alerting us to it. We'll get back to the dagger in a moment. I don't think there's anything else of note.
A feast fit for an ogre. You notice a peculiar dagger protruding from the tough, leathery meat.
Sleight of hand. Carefully wiggle the dagger until it slides free. Strength, grasp the handle and pull the dagger with all of your might. or examine the meat. Perhaps there's some trick to remove the dagger. We can't just pull it out. It's a strength check to pull it out. Like, the point of a knife is you stick it into the meat, but it carves a channel in that you can just pull it back out. I guess we'll start with an investigation. That is not a friendly check. That is a good roll, though.
You notice the blade is at an angle to the meat's grain. If you align the dagger with the grain, it should slip out easily.
Like, is this Excalibur? Stuck in the meat? Seems weird that you can't just pull it out. Alright, well, align the dagger with the meat's grain and pull.
Thanks to your keen eye, the dagger glides smoothly out of the mystery meat.
Feels weird to me that there's a check for that. Can I
Mystery
loot the meat?
Tough as boar hide. Only the sharpest teeth could pierce it.
I mean, I have some pretty sharp teeth. But it looks like they're not going to let me eat it. Well, that dagger +1 feels like something that Astarion would want to use. So we might start making him into more of a dagger focus. I kind of push him back and forth between being frontline or backline. Let's see. We can sneak into town. I don't know if we necessarily want to do that quite yet. Let's instead look around a bit. See if anything of note stands out. Yep. So this is the town we were looking for, Moonhaven. We've already looted all those. Another loose boulder. There's loose boulders everywhere. Let's see if we have anything of interest back here. Looks like a path that would get us right to... I think that was Scratch's owner. Nothing else of note over here. Bird's nest. Where? Oh. Ah, rotten eggs. I don't want those. Okay. Well, we have... Looks like this is actually entering the city wall.
Pieces. These goblins aren't exactly house
More
proud
like
as
sketches
occupiers
than
go.
anything. Suppose he was still in the draftings. Wouldn't blame the gobs. Place looks like it's been abandoned a good while.
Okay, you guys were talking
Hey,
about a lot of
maybe we
things all at
can
once.
Scare up a few dusty bottles of wine somewheres.
I like your way of thinking. Split any takings we find?
Sister, you've got a deal.
Okay. You guys done with your, like, 3 conversations? Faded blueprints. This page contains 4 meticulous drawings of different weapons, but weather and age have blotted the ink and made the writing illegible. We also have faded instructions. Though it looks like it once detailed important instructions, this page has turned brittle and most of its writing is long faded. So yeah, this stuff has been here for a while. We'll take the smoking pipe. Looks like we can't loot the books. We've got a scrawny bugbear sleeping over there. Based on the booze all around him, I'm guessing that he's drunk. Sleeping. Doesn't say he's got any sort of hangover or whatever, but I think Astarion can sneak forward and sneak attack him. Should be a critical sneak attack.
Surprise.
Since we're doing a melee attack. Yeah, 29 damage. Melee attack on a incapacitated enemy means we just auto-succeed. And we level up with everyone besides Karlak,
I'd love to, thanks.
who is 9 XP from leveling up. So apparently we're not all leveling up together. I could hold off on leveling until she's ready as well. I think I'll just level all of us up that are ready, and she'll get her level up soon. It's a good level up. We get our feat that we get every 4 levels, so that'll be good. Cantrip. What do I want? Probably never going to use Blade Ward. Mage Hand can be nice at times. Ray of Frost to lower movement speed has a use on occasion. An illusion that compels nearby creatures to investigate. I wonder how that works in game. Like if I'm in combat, would it make the enemies go after the illusion to attack it, or is this just a distract enemies when I'm trying to sneak by? Either way could be an interesting option to have available. We could get an attack spell, but I think our flame cantrip is already generally pretty good. So I'm tempted to get minor illusion. Just to see how I can use it, like how it'll help. As for spells, the ones that I think catch my interest most, Hold Person can be good. Blur to keep myself alive could be very good. Detect Thoughts, we are reading people's minds, I think already, using our Mind Flayer parasite probably, which probably only works on other creatures that have Mind Flayer parasites, but that seems to be basically everyone. So, seems like it could be cool, but I'm not as sold. Enhance Ability could be good, because I think you can cast it as well when you're in a conversation to just boost your charisma. But I don't know if I want to use a 2nd level spell whenever I'm in a conversation, but to boost critical conversations could be good. And then also I can use it on any other ability check as well. What I'm thinking probably better than having better checks is survivability. We've gotten into a few fights where Varric has been targeted and gotten knocked down. So having an option like Blur that I can cast on the few fights where we're in a really bad spot is probably good. I don't need to replace a spell. So then we have feats. So there's a couple of good options. We could get something that just boosts our charisma by 1. Because if we got up to 18, that'd give us a +4 on our charisma everything. So we could go with the ability improvement and get it up to a 19. And then it's almost maxed at 20. But a +1 is all we need. And there's a few feats that do that. But none of them are particularly useful. Actor gives us proficiency bonus being doubled on deception and performance checks. Charisma +1 is nice, but deception's alright and I don't care about performance. There's also, I think there was another one I saw. I don't remember. There was another charisma feat, but it also didn't really catch my interest. Things that do seem useful. Elemental Adept would be good because at some point we're going to focus on lightning spells, being a blue dragon sorcerer. But I don't think we're there yet. But that's something we'll probably take at some point so that we ignore resistance if anyone has it, but also we can't roll a 1 on damage. When you cast spells of that type, you cannot roll a 1. Is that our attack roll or our damage roll? I was thinking damage, but maybe that's the attack roll. I don't know. But not necessarily needing to be taken now, but could be good. Same with some of these magic initiates. They give us additional spells from other schools or from sorcerer. could be good, but I don't think it's as important. Anything else that strikes me? Spell Sniper gives us another cantrip, and then our range for rolling crits increases by 1, so it'd be 19 to 20. And that's on all spells, not just our cantrip that we're selecting. And we could get something like Eldritch Blast. But I think for now, those are good options for later levels, but I think for now, I do want to just boost Charisma, because that'll help all of our persuasion checks, as well as all of our spells. Just across the board, basically everything we do is Charisma based. So that'll be Varric's level up. Now, Shadowheart? Yeah. She'll get a feat as well, and a cantrip. I think for her, I'm going to go with Light, because I've said it before that I wish I had Light, and instead I have Dancing Lights, which is kind of a garbage spell. I don't think Blade Ward is that impressive. Produce Flame, she already has her own fire spell that she got from being a high elf. I don't think a second fire spell is necessary. Thaumaturgy, I'm wondering how, if she could cast that while I'm in a conversation, while Varric's talking, to give him a bonus on Intimidation. Because if so, that could be pretty cool, but otherwise I don't think it has much use. So for her, Light seems like the call. I'm fine with the rest of her spells that she has. We can change them out at any time, so that's fine. So ability improvement to boost her wisdom is obviously a good choice. I don't think there's anything else that strikes me as being super important. Again, we could do something Cleric Druid, which are both wisdom-based casters, to get her some more spells. Same with like Ritual Caster, give her some more spells. Right now she's using a spear, and so I could go with Polearm Master, but I don't know if long term she's going to use a spear. But it's a pretty powerful feat for a spear or other polearm user. But I don't think I want to build around that because I can't guarantee that. Also, since Astarion just got a dagger, a +1 dagger, I'm probably going to have her fit more into the backline role. Because they both sort of switch between front and backline. So, probably with her, I'm going to go with the wisdom bonus as well. And then Karlach gets skipped because she's doesn't have the experience. So we move on to Astarion. He only gets a feat. But for him, so we could also do the same thing, a dex bonus. And there is definitely pros for that. We could go with dual wielder to give him more capability with dual wielding because he is a dual wielder. That's how I've built him. But I don't think that's the direction I'm going to go. I think what I want for him is mobile. So your movement speed increases, so he'll get plussed into his movement speed, which is already great. Difficult terrain won't slow him down when he dashes, and he can dash more than other people because he has 2 bonus actions and he can dash on a bonus action. But the more important option is if you move after making a melee attack, you don't provoke opportunity attacks from your target. So he can move into range, attack someone potentially 3 times because he's got his dagger for his main hand and then his 2 offhand attacks with his bonus actions, and then move away without provoking. Or if he moves into a group, he can melee, or, you know, if enemies close around him, he can melee attack up to 3 of them and then just leave. Like, that makes him a lot better at just getting in and out of combat, because ideally we'd like whoever our tank is, currently Karlach, or if we bring Lae'zel back, we want them up front taking the hits. We don't want Astarion to get hit, but we want him up front able to make the attacks. So I think mobile is definitely going to really help him. The only worry I have is that I think some types of rogues get at least a similar ability. I don't know if that's in Baldur's Gate, and I don't know which archetype of rogue would get that. But if he ends up later on getting something that makes this sort of redundant, then I can retrain him with Withers and choose a different feat. But for now, I think this is the way to run his build. I guess with that, we are already in town. Now, we've got some goblins here. There's one I can sort of see on the roof, whenever the roof shows up there. I think, yeah, there's goblins all around town. And you're glowing weirdly. Probably this ambushing condition, I would guess. Affected entity will attack as soon as its enemies are within reach. It can only be spotted with successful perception check. Apparently, we had a successful perception check on you and you. So they're getting ready to attack us from hiding. I'm inclined to turn the tables on them.
My feet can carry me.
Because we've got our own ambush attacker. So let's head in here.
Watch your back.
Darian, you would sneak forward. Because we might be able to talk to them. But I'm inclined to think that they're not wanting to talk. And you know, we can 88% sneak attack you. 9 damage or 9 health. We're almost certainly just going to straight up kill you. So let's go.
Easy.
Roll well. Yep. That gets Karlach's level up. Looks like no one seems to have noticed. Have you quickly step forward in stealth just to loot the body, and then we'll pull back.
Step carefully.
No, the rest of you don't. Well, didn't seem like anyone noticed them there, so I guess that's fine. Karlach, your level up. We're going to keep you a barbarian, of course. We can multi-class, but why would we? We could change her bestial heart from bear, but we're going to keep her on bear heart because it's powerful being that defensive. Her feat, she has options as well. We could go strength, and probably will, but I'm also thinking great weapon master. Whenever you land a critical hit or kill a target with a melee weapon attack, which she should be doing regularly as a barbarian, at least the killing targets, crits you can't really affect, you can make another melee weapon attack as a bonus action that turn. Attacks with melee weapons you're proficient with and are wielding in both hands can deal an additional 10 damage at the cost of a -5 attack roll. So that is powerful. It's basically power attack from the tabletop. But a -5 is really rough at low levels. Higher levels, I think, we'll be able to take advantage of that, but right now I'm not so sure. So this might be a feat that would be better to wait for a future level. We could go with something like Sentinel, which makes your character more sticky so that enemies can't run around them to attack your allies. You just get opportunity attacks when enemies come within range, and yeah, if you hit them, they can no longer move. It's pretty good. But I think for her, we're going to do the same thing of just trying to max out her strength as quickly as possible. We could probably get her to 19, and then afterwards, next time, probably choose one of these skills that allows her to get a +1 to strength, just to max it out to 20, and then we'll get Great Weapon Master. Maybe. Not super sure on exactly how I'm going to play that, but right now I'm thinking strength. Just to max that out as quickly as possible. Because like our character, where everything is charisma based, for her, basically everything is strength based.
Alright, what now?
Okay. I don't care about any of that. I do want the old key. Whatever you're for. And it looks like the Infernal Iron quest is pointing directly here at this building. That could be just a general location, but I think if it's a general location, it would have a circle around it. So I think there's supposed to be Infernal Iron here. Probably down there. Might be where the old key goes to. So we'll keep an eye on that. Is there anything of value in this entire place? And we got some weapons. Don't stand in the windows. We don't want the goblins to know we're here. Come on, guys.
With haste.
I don't need any of the random brooms and whatnot. Ooh, we'll take that. That's useful. Crap disarm kit. Selûnite necklace. Wonder if our Shar friend is going to have a comment to make.
Which rubbish.
Ah.
How much time did some dim-witted artisan waste on that?
Oh, you're too predictable. Regarding strange riders in these parts. The date of this letter has faded with time, but the paper alone indicates great age. My fellow citizens, for fellow citizens we are, like it or not. I print and post multiple copies of this notice in the region at no small expense to myself because I feel a growing concern and alarm at the presence of strange riders in these parts of late. Many of you will have seen them trampling through the fortress, through our forests, I can speak, and towns under the guise of a patrol. They claim they are guardians sent from Elturel to protect the borders of the great and holy nation of Elturgard. Don't be fooled by shining armor or handsome mounts. I never bent the knee to any Elturgard, and I never asked any metal jester to come peering over my garden fence. As you all know, I'm descended directly from the original Selûnite settlers along these banks, and I have a half-elven great-uncle who will swear to it. We're peaceable folk, and we get on with the druids well enough. But I pay no fealty or tax to any far-off city I can't even find on a map. I took no small pleasure in telling these thugs just that, and I urge you to do the same. They call themselves Hellriders. I call them interlopers, and they can bugger off to the hells, them and their city both. With grave and serious intent, Damon Briska, proud and free citizen of the Heartlands. I don't think we've heard any reference. I think Elturgard is something I've heard referenced. We haven't heard anything about Hellriders, but we don't know how long ago this was posted, or how important it is for current goings-on. Oh, Highcliffe's journal. It's sort of tucked in the back. What's your story? The pupil surpasses the teacher. My master weapons are almost complete. There's just one component left. Samson says the designs are a failure, but what's he know? He can barely see past his own belly. I stashed the prototypes and blueprints for now, but just you wait, Samson. Your legend is fading, and a new one will rise in its place. Ooh. Finish the masterwork weapon. Okay. I won't say no to that. I'm assuming that's reference to these blueprints, but they were faded and we couldn't understand them. I assume they're also stashed below us. So we can't really go out there because, yep, we've got even more goblins secretly hiding from us. So I'm inclined to have us get onto the roof from over here. Either through the ladder or probably we can jump up there. And then deal with the goblin that's on the roof. Hopefully another sneak attack. Whoa, 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 whoa. Well, I guess that answers the question of can we get on the roof? It wasn't how I intended you to open that chest. There's two goblins up here. It makes it slightly more awkward. They're both pretty weak, though. Level 1s, I assume? Level 2 and level 1. Yeah. We'll get back down.
You sniffing where you ain't befriend. Might have to take that nose.
Come
As the
on.
symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
She probably spotted us because we were wandering around on the roof, but we shouldn't have been wandering around on the roof. Characters were just being dumb. So that kills the sneak attack option. Well, I could probably do deception, intimidation, or persuasion just fine. Deception and persuasion will be our best. Detect thoughts could be fun. I don't think I want to rely on my Lithid powers too much. I guess that would be convincing her that we're True Soul. She had the brand, so I assume she's also been infected by a Mind Flayer parasite. But is not a True Soul. Whatever. We still don't really know what True Souls are, but I don't think I want to use the Illithid option. But Detect Thoughts, which I think is also using my Mind Flayer parasite. But let's see if we can succeed at that. We'll use Guidance. DC 9. Ooh, it's a -1 intelligence. It's fine. What could possibly go wrong? Hey! Nothing. Success. Take that 14.
Bollocks! Fezzik funning around while I'm stuck dealing with yobs.
Okay, so we can just skip the checks and just say I'm here to see Fezzik. Sure.
That effect? Is it a windmill mucking about? Wouldn't stray again if I were you.
Alright. Yeah, you people hanging out on the roof ruined my sneak attack. Suppose it's fine. But I think that means we now have free reign to wander around town without getting attacked. Which has pros and cons. Means we're not going to get a bunch of experience for attacking them, but also I'm not 100% confident we could successfully take out all the goblins. Although if they are all a bunch of level 1s and level 2s, maybe we could. If we strategically took them out, you know, a couple at a time. Now, we are encumbered again. It's a common problem. I did find out that ingots apparently have... There's no crafting in the game, and so ingots have no real value. And so I should just sell them. By no value, I mean no use in-game. Obviously they have value, that's why I should sell them. So let's give all of this heavy stuff Harlack. Suddenly we're not encumbered. I guess with that though, we've got this whole town to explore. And probably down here, I'm guessing, for the Infernal Iron. So I think I'm going to call it quits here. And next episode, we will probably head in here first, see if we can find the Infernal Iron, but also start wandering town, looting what we can find, and probably talking to anyone that has a real name. So anyone that's Goblin Warrior, Goblin Tracker, etc., we'll just ignore. But if any of the goblins have names, they probably have interesting dialogue and we'll talk to them. And then maybe when we're done looting the town, we can consider actually going around and killing them all. Because I don't think we're going to be on friendly terms with the goblins. Permanently, at least. But yeah, with that, we'll end the episode, and I hope you had fun, and I'll see you next time.